Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Dix coming back at you. I'm going to give everybody a little bit of time. I'm getting everything adjusted on my end. So come on in, say hi to the chat. Adjusted on my end. So I know I look a little different, y'all. I had to cut that hair off. It was getting very, very annoying. Having to sponge my hair in the morning, and I was doing the coils or whatnot, but I know I look a little different. I'm still getting used to my short hair myself. But yeah, the coils and everything were getting on my nerves. There's no other way to say it, because I would do interviews and photos, and I would look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, my hair looked messed up some days it didn't, some days it did. So this will be my look till the foreseeable future. Short hair, just gonna keep a full beard, and we're gonna take it from there. So come on into the chat, say hi. I'm glad that you are able to join me, and let me know if you can hear and see me clearly. I'm going to share my screen. I was going to do this tomorrow night. Very funny, Brandy. Yeah. It was time to change. I hadn't cut my hair, y'all, since February 2022? No. Maybe May or April of last year I hadn't cut my hair. So now I'm just working on getting some of those waves or whatnot. But I'm still getting used to seeing myself without all the hair. So, but otherwise, everything has been going good on my end. Told my son to do the same. Yeah, it was hot, and I actually had to go to a friend of mine that actually did hair. She had to cut them out and wash my hair and kink all of that. Then she had to take scissors and trim it out and condition my hair. Then I went to the barber, and he did his thing. So it was a process. I thought I could just go to the barber, but my hair was actually in dreads in certain spots. So I just wanted to have more of a cleaner look, but also be able to just put moisturizer on my hair and just brush my hair and go on about my business. I'm all about time. Yeah, it is time consuming. And so as you come into the chat, just say if you can hear and see me. But on my screen, I know this is a late stream. I was going to do this, like I said, tomorrow night from my office, but I decided to get this out today because I saw this. So I don't know if y'all saw this, but Evictions, and then the other article, excuse me, is about artificial intelligence. Harvard University is using AI to help teach classes next year. Let me see. That's not an article. We're going to go to Newsweek. So one of the things why this is very important right now. I did allow ads. Oh yeah, I don't have a block on I don't have a block on this site. Okay. So yeah, I do not have any blocks on here. So y'all, what I want people to see is this is the beginning of the future. And if Harvard, it's one of the Ivy Leagues along with Princeton and some of the other big schools, if they're going to this evolution of allowing AI, a chatbot, chat GPT, etc., to teach its students, what else are they going to use this for? One of the things, since I've been in the education field, it'll be 10 years next year. One of the things that I'm starting to see is that many people are not really aware of what the future has in it and what's really going on. So what the future really entails is you're either going to be in a blue collar or you're going to be in a white collar field. And as we all know, teachers do not get paid enough money. I think the average salary of a teacher is about $50,000. And then, you know, as I've joked with people and said to them, school is pretty much a adult daycare. You know, you're paying to have your kid, you're paying a babysitter basically to watch your kid, which is school. So with the evolution of teachers not being paid enough, with curriculums changing, this is the new world that we're going to be living in. And it's already starting at college. So it's going to be starting in high school eventually, and it might be elementary school. And many of the schools that I teach for, they're trying to come up with a tool to help identify if students are cheating. If you've been to college, you either had Safe Assign or you used a tool called Turnitin to detect for plagiarism. The technology is manifesting itself faster than what companies can deal with. So that is the big problem right now. And I just want people to realize that this is the future that we're living in. And I'll even go to the article from CNN today about AI is causing layoffs because the technology that people created now can do their job. And it's going to be a very unfamiliar and a very scary world because many of these things are happening so fast. You know, I talked about the year 2030, but the world is progressing so fast. So Jerome Powell, that's very funny. That's the name of the Fed chairman. I might prefer a chatbot over a teacher. Well, we say that now, but you know, artificial intelligence and programming, if anyone out there has ever done programming, there is a term or there is a there's something you learn about that's called garbage in, garbage out, first in, first out. And much of the artificial intelligence, if the databases have trash in them, it's going to be dispersing trash out. You know, I know we have the political factor into the education system right now, but we all have to remember, what do you want your kids? What do you want your kids to learn? So they're using this to help with coding. And, you know, since computer science was my major, programming is very tough. And, you know, they have AI that can assist with it. But if Harvard is willing to bet on letting it to help, if it's willing to bet on it to let it help instruct students, then this a whole different ball field. And if many of y'all did not know, Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of Harvard back in 2004. So, hey, this might be right up his alley. So I'm just strolling through the article. This is at Harvard. You can read up on it on your own. But articles and information like this are just some of the things that are here to come. And this is not a race thing. You know, one of the biggest things people always talk about how this technology can be biased. It can be biased, but you have to remember what has not existed before technology. What bias and racist thoughts from any side has not existed before technology came around. I mean, all we can do is train and all we can do is figure out how to minimize it. But that's the main thing people throw out, you know. And one of the things I try to get people to realize is everything out here created is not against you. You just have to learn how to make it work for you. So this was one of the big things. And as I started, you know, I know I'm doing a late night stream, only plan to be on here about an hour. I had the big news, evictions are going up. This is something I've talked about on Erica's channel. I've talked about on my videos. And, you know, I was talking with someone today. The chickens are coming home to roost. And I just want people to remember, if you have been playing around, let's just take the pandemic out of it. pandemic, people still get COVID and people are still dying from it. But I just want people to remember, people have been playing around for about 3 years. It's time to pay the piper. And I think as Malcolm X said, the chickens are coming home to roost. It's real. And these are the things we have been talking to people about. You know, Erica tells people to go buy a house, to stop renting. Now, when your rent might be $2,400 a month, and you could have got a mortgage at about $1,500 a month, you know, a couple of years ago, or this past year for about 30 years or 15 years, however long you wanted to finance it. This is what you end up with. So in my last video, I was telling y'all I went to take care of business and the airport was full, the plane was full. Every time I have flown, the airport is packed and the airplane is packed to capacity. For those of y'all that have flown, they say there's no more overhead bin space. You must check in a bag, or the plane is packed to the max. So a looming rent increase in New York. And if y'all didn't notice about New York, you have to make 3 times your salary to afford an apartment in New York. So if an apartment in New York is $5,000, you have to make $15,000 a month, when that's damn near impossible when the average person only makes about $40,000 to $45,000 a year. So if an apartment in New York is $2,000, you have to make $72,000 a year just to afford it. You would think in a city like New York that wouldn't be hard, because New York, they have unions. I mean, New York is one of the most, it's the financial district of the world. But hey, I'll leave that for a whole different conversation. So in cities, okay, so the worst cities are seeing evictions filings increase by more than 60%. So workers must earn more than double the federal minimum wage to afford 2-bedroom rentals in every state. So I was just talking about this on there. So in New York, you have to make $40 an hour, which is, let's just say 40 times 12. That's $480 a week times 4. You got to make about $2,000 a month in New York right there, just for, what is this, a basic? Yeah, without paying more than 30% of the income. So y'all, this is why we are, you know, in the state we're in, and we've been telling people for the longest to get their skill set up. I've been talking to people about it, and people laughed about it. This is real out here. It's going to continue to get real. And I went to Houston, Dallas, Ohio. Y'all know in Houston, it's moving very vertical at the moment. Dallas, Fort Worth. I mean, I want y'all to think about these cities. If you think about Houston has a big Hispanic population, Dallas, Fort Worth has a big Hispanic population. And if you can't afford to live there, they definitely have a line of people that will take care of it for you. So y'all could chime in the chat. But this is, you know, this is what we're headed for in the world. Not the world, but the United States. I mean, I look at the economy news every other day. And one of the common things is people are just not really taking it serious. You know, we're sending money to with us sending money over to Europe. You know, I know they keep putting this out on the news about the recession. I mean, if you think about it, I can't stand this. Some people are already losing their jobs and being, yeah, Dan, a lot of people were moving to Texas, but you know, like we say, one of the things I want people to realize is, if you're going to move to these big cities, you have to have what I call a transferable skill set. If you're moving to these cities and you struggle, I will give y'all a perfect example. I am from South Carolina. Back in the day, Where I live at in South Carolina, it only takes 3 hours to get to Atlanta. I live close to Augusta, Georgia, which is, where the Masters tournament and everything is at. Certain parts of Atlanta, it only takes about 3 hours to get to downtown Atlanta. I mean, it's not far. When you think about it, if you take out the 45 minutes to get to Augusta, it's about 2 hours and some change to get on I-20 to get to 285 or 85, what part of Atlanta you're going to. So the big thing was people will move from our area with no skill set and say, I'm not going to move to Charlotte or Charleston. I'm going to go to Atlanta. And I can remember back 20 years ago, y'all, the price of stuff in Atlanta in 2003 or 4 was already high. So you know what ended up happening? Most of those people ended right back up here in the hometown with us, being bums. And there is no other way to say it. You can't leave a city to where you only make $8 an hour thinking, okay, well, if I get to Atlanta, they'll pay me $15 an hour, but your rent is about $1,700. $1,700 a month rent. I want people to realize it's not something new. A lot of people are just hearing about it, but in cities like Atlanta, it's always been there. And you would have people that say, well, I make $500, you make $500, let's all just put in. And you get a 3-bedroom apartment with 2 baths, which to me, if you ever, I hate to say this, but I'm just gonna be real. If you've ever had to get a roommate to pay bills, that should tell you already you should not be trying to buy something or you can't afford it. There's no other way to say it. This is always something crazy happen. Yeah, there is something, Jerome Powell. I'm gonna go through some of the comments, but the ones that stick out. So the recession. They're trying to get people to continue to put into their 401k. I'm gonna be honest, if you continue to contribute to, like 401ks, retirement accounts, it's up to you. But if you could take your money and buy you like some properties or investments or something, do what you need to do. Because I could tell y'all, we only have 5 months left in this year. It's hard to say that. We only have 5 months left, and it is 2023, July. What's the 5th? We only have 5 months left. And we have the presidential election next November. I just want people to realize that things are going to get higher because y'all know every presidential election, any kind of election we have, the price of food, gas, etc. goes up. So, we're either going to go forward or we're going to go backwards. And I like to cover a wealth of things. So this is an article I sent to some people today. This is what I was just talking to y'all about AI is already linked to layoffs in the industry that created it. This is from yesterday. A small growing number of tech firms decided AI is a reason for laying off workers and rethinking hires in the recent months. So Silicon Valley, y'all know, is pretty much the foundation for anything technology related. Companies are going to see how they can incorporate artificial intelligence and automation into the process. There is nothing pretty much safe right now. I want everybody to realize you have to have a good skill set. You have to have a diverse skill set. And one of the videos I'm going to release soon is called, it's talking about reinventing yourself, reality versus salary. Because I think a lot of people are getting out here playing a game thinking just because they make a lot of money, not a lot of money, some money, they're going to make it. $50,000, y'all, is not any money. And I see people that travel and that want to live this relaxed life. You're not going to make it off of that. Everywhere to live is going to cost you. We have to stop letting people, we have to set the bar higher in the world and in America. So yes. So Chegg said it was cutting 4% of its workforce, 80 employees. I know that I've been saw the one about IBM. Dropbox cutting 500 people and citing AI. I mean, these are just, when you start to see articles like this is just the beginning of information. Yeah. Columbia Business School, AI will cause organizations to restructure, but also doesn't see it playing out as machines replacing humans just yet. This here is a false statement. It's already replacing humans. Okay, so I want people to realize when they say enhance the work of humans, if you don't have that required skill set, how are you even going to bridge off into something else? This is how the media and the news do not like to scare people, but they are scaring people. Not, let me rephrase that. They are telling you that, let me rephrase that again. They don't want to be honest with you, but what's happening is going to happen. These technologies are going to replace certain jobs for humans, and certain people are just not going to have a job at all. So 294,000 workers in the tech industry have been laid off in 2023. Y'all, let's do the math. Let's see how many people that is. So we only in the 6 month. You can't count July. 212, 290, 212, 294, divided by 6. So that's about 35,382 people have been laid off every month in the tech. So they have invested heavily in AI, talent, and tech. So that's why I preach to people. You need to learn how technology works. You need to learn how artificial intelligence works. You need to learn how automation works. These jobs some of these jobs are not coming back. And I saw this on my information. I mean, not information on my. So we're going to go to this. A lot of people don't like it. We're going to go to Yahoo. So layoffs are hitting HR and DEI teams at a disproportionately high rate. Here's why companies need generalists to thrive. You know, one of the things I really talk to people about in these fields, HR could be fully automated. We could put check switches in programming. We could have it run a loop. We could do if-then statements and any updates. I mean, I've told y'all, Paycom, if you ever seen those commercials, that software, you're actually onboarding yourself. Basically, they can hire somebody part-time to be HR and pay them part-time. Companies don't need full-time HR people. Please, you could sit out here and argue with me, and I could tell you, we could sit down and we could have coffee and discuss this, and I could give you 5,000 ways why a company does not need to have HR full-time anymore. Diversity, equity, and inclusion teams. I've talked to people and said these were going to be the first teams they got rid of. I want y'all to think about this. Remember, I was a senior in high school in 2001 when 9/11 happened. They wrote the U.S. Patriot Act. That was the emotional response to the Twin Towers, and all of that happened. With the George Floyd riots and everything going on, the DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, it really took off. But now that high is gone. And I just want people to realize companies really don't care about that anymore. We just have to be real with people. They care about people that can produce. There's no other way to say it. What people think, well, HR lay people off. They put people on, y'all know those companies that put people on those big, what's the word? They put people on the Zoom chats and lay them off. We don't need HR to lay people off. No. Payroll could be done automated. There's no other way to say it. People over numbers. So this is why having those good social skills, those good soft skills, having the skill set, and that's just where we're headed. Even the return to office. Companies like New York are trying to force people. And me being the person I am, you do not give people an ultimatum. What usually happens, the people are going to make the company seem like they're going to lose. The company is going to lose. The people will be like, I'll quit. You don't that's one thing you do not do. You do not give people an ultimatum in this day and time, because people will give you the middle finger. They're gonna call it a day and they're gonna find something else to do. Matter of fact, they'll say, I don't have to work right now. So if you're one of those people to where you work for a company, find other jobs. Um, even Elon Musk is trying to force people to come back to work. Nah, it doesn't work like that anymore. Companies will never have that control they used to have before the pandemic. And the workforce shortage is going to continue. To get even worse. So for those of y'all out there, show your friends and family they still want to go mess around in HR. I would find another skill set. I would not major. I would not deal with anything that does with HR, the DEI information. I mean, I'm just being real. It's not trying to make people seem like something's wrong. It's what statistics show. I live off of receipts over here. Ooh, let me move my mic. I live off of statistics and I live in the real world. Real world numbers show something completely different. And y'all know even ESPN. I mean, we all know who Stephen A. Smith is. ESPN layoffs, which ESPN has sucked for years. We're gonna call it what it is. So, but people like Stephen A. Smith, y'all know he could create his own podcast and make his own money. Some of these other folks, I don't know what they're gonna do. So look at this right here. Am I news, y'all? The Children's Place laying off. They're cutting 181 jobs. One of the things too, I want people to also do: start stacking up your chips. Start dusting off your resume. If you haven't interviewed for a job in so many years, I feel real sorry for you. You should be interviewing for a job every year. Even if you don't plan to take a job, you need to brush up on your skills. Don't ever get complacent at any job. I'm being very real with y'all. This shows you companies do not care. Let's see if this is the guy, Game Day Reporter. This is College Game Day. If y'all ever watch College Game Day, y'all know who this guy is. If his face shows up. This guy was at ESPN 25 years. I want y'all to see this. This man was at ESPN 25. So he's been at ESPN since 1997, 98. That's pretty messed up if you ask me. That shows you companies show no respect. This is why y'all out here giving y'all all to a company to have a seat at their table when they can pull the switch at any day. Nah, y'all need to do better. Please take it from somebody. I'm in the same boat y'all are in. I will never let a company, I will never, let me see how I say this. I never want to make it to where a company can get rid of me and I don't have anything else. Just never put all your eggs in one basket. Always have you multiple streams of income. Find something to do. Yep. Can y'all imagine 25 and a half years? See, Stephen A. Smith, I'm gonna be honest, he's the only he is the last thing they got. Yep. You better have plans. Yeah, I don't know. Did he get laid off too? Wow, they got rid of even on Keyshawn Johnson. These are more stories of why y'all getting up every day. I'm not talking about the people, listening to the stream. We all have family members, and y'all know people that will die for a company. Literally, I gotta be here. I gotta be on this board. I gotta do that. You see, These Stephen A. Smith, Keyshawn Johnson, and all these other people are multimillionaires, and they giving them the finger. What makes you think they won't do it to you too? I've seen this guy here numerous times on ESPN. Wow. So ESPN, y'all, is going in a different direction. The reason I just brought up ESPN is to show you companies don't care about their employees like that. So I'm gonna read a couple of comments. I've been on here 30 minutes, but I just wanted to get that off. Now it's the world we're living in, Jerome Powell, but it's also to show people that the world we're living in does not care about anyone. You know, I go on Instagram a lot because I have my account, but I just want people to realize the future of work and what's going to be required. I don't think a lot of people realize how the world is going to do. What do we do now? Oh, you still have time to prepare. You need to retrain. You know, I talk about it in my videos, retraining and getting computer science, engineering, civil engineering, healthcare, medical, nursing, blue collar, electricians, HVAC, investing in the technology, becoming subject matter experts. I don't think people realize how fast the technology is moving, like artificial intelligence and automation. It's coming. And if you're prepared like myself, and I try to prepare everybody else to not play games, because if you go on Instagram now, you got people just using social media for nothing. Look around you, wherever y'all live at around in the United States. Just look at where you live at. Coming from little old South Carolina, you know, we were taught as young kids, my parents, you know, and family members, we just saw the future for what it is. I saw the world for what it is. I know racism exists, but my parents and none of my family members, we never use that as a catalyst to say you can't do anything. So I know there are problems out here against the Black community, other communities, LGBT communities. But what you have to remember at the end of the day, wherever you live at, if your lights are off, your lights are off. Nobody's coming to save you. You have to prepare. You're either, you know, like I've said before, you're either going to be building America or you're going to be maintaining America. You're either going to have to learn how to work with, I'll answer that question before I go to room. You're either going to have to learn about artificial intelligence, blue collar automation. The three fields I really think are going to exist in the future. I know these are my predictions. The blue collar fields I talked about it, the white collar and the medical field, that's relating to like mental health, because, you know, we have a lot of mental health crises going on right now. That is it. If you're not in those three fields, what else do we need you to do in America? We don't need you to be a jokester. Look at this. Hold the AI and robotics, future of the world, future of work. Companies are already preparing. You have people like myself that are trying to tell you this is it. So companies are already getting together, pouring in their money to see what they need to do. But, you know, if you're not on the right side of time, you're not going to make it. There is no other way to say it. You are not, as Erica says, you're not going to be able to live the bumper car life anymore. I'm just going through articles showing y'all. Said this on the last video. Let's see. Basic income to live. And Yahoo put an article about this. Y'all look at this. Every city is testing free money programs. You know what this means? People do not have any money. I don't know if y'all were aware of this. Universal basic income. But people have to realize where they're going to get the money from. They got to tax people. The powers that be are not going to allow United States to be like Venezuela, with socialism and people just sitting around doing nothing. Oh, too, if you have student loans like myself, October 1st, they resume. Look at this right here in Houston. They're talking about giving people, you got to think about it. $500 a month is not a lot of money. Oh, crap. Move out of the way. I hate that. See, I hate one. Yeah, Harris County. Yeah, everybody wants you to pay for something now. I remember what it was saying. It's talking about Harris County was going to pay people $500 a month. So this is what's going on. Well, Jerome, people have to have something to do in the future. You have to look. I want everybody, even live now, listening to me. Think about the service you provide. Are you helping to take America forward? What does your job do? That is the question. And the fight is going to be raising the cost of living to $15, not cost of living, raising the minimum wage. That's not the answer. Y'all have to think about, even if they were to give everybody $500 a month, what is that going to do? Yeah, trying to find this article from last week. It's talking about I saw it because I did the video on it, yearly salary to live. Yeah, they were talking about 85. Here we go, right here, 10 hours ago. Cities where the average salary isn't enough to get by. Let's see. Come on, Miami, Florida. We all know you can't live in Miami, Florida, offering no $30-something thousand a year. Come on. New York, Detroit, Michigan, New Orleans. I want y'all to think about this. So the big cities is not enough to live in. What do you think is going to happen to the rural areas? Median income, $30,000. The federal poverty line, I think, is about $24,000. Y'all don't quote me on that. I want y'all to just think about that. How poor you got to be. Oh, we ain't even going to look at Los Angeles. Ooh, Philly. Let me go to something else quick. Like, you need a salary of $300,000 in New York, San Francisco just to bring home $100K. Man, please. Y'all hear all the people talking about, I want a six-figure person. $100,000 is not even any money. $100,000. Let's just do some math quick. Like, $100,000 divided by 12. That's $8,300 a month. They ain't even counting taxes, insurance, 401k, car payments, investments. That's not even a lot of money. So when y'all hear people say, "Oh, I want somebody that makes six figures," you must be talking about $250,000 or $300,000 a year. No. Look at this right here, y'all. Is it zoomed in? Okay. As of March of this year, 60% of U.S. consumers are living paycheck to paycheck. You have people that make over $100,000. 48% of those people are living paycheck to paycheck. You know, a lot of people buy these cars and houses and stuff they cannot afford. I'm just shaking my head, y'all, at how money is just not going anywhere. And if you are a single person, I'm gonna just say this, and I've said it before. If you're a single person like myself, you have no reason to be broke because you don't have any responsibilities but yourself. As long as you don't have any health issues, I want you to think about this. If you're a single person with no kids, you should have 4 to 5 plus streams of income. You don't have anything else to do. You shouldn't be broke if you're single. That's why if I meet people and they my age, I'm 39 or younger or older, I'm like, how you broke and you're young? Not how are you broke when it's only you? Somebody please answer that for me. There is no excuse. We got to start to hold people's feet to the fire, and we have to be honest with people. Because what we're doing, we're setting the bar so low to where people are aiming so short for that. I mean, y'all just think about it. But y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here shortly. I'm gonna answer a couple of this. I have some stuff to take care of. But yeah, we're gonna go through this quick like. But I talk about everything because technology affects the U.S. salary of $58,000 are struggling to stay ahead. Because I want y'all to think about this: if the U.S. salary is $58,000 and your rent is $2,000, that leaves you. Let's see, 58,563 minus $24,000. That leaves you $34,000 a year to live. That's why you got to get out here and hustle and hustle and hustle. You should not be comfortable in life. You have to be uncomfortable. You know, everybody wanted to grill out and travel during the 4th of July, the Memorial Day, and then, you know, people go try to do it big in the next month or so in September. So look at this. Paycheck just to cover basic bills. Rural areas, that's me. I live in a rural area, have to repay a significant debt. Family members. There are a lot of people, y'all, that are going to have a lot of multi-generational people living in a house. Buy unnecessary items. Do not earn enough. Yep. That's why it's best to try your best to take care of yourself, y'all, but don't take on any unwanted debt. No. Get rid of people out your life too that cause nothing but problems. I'm gonna go through comments so I can get up off of here. Hello, Lashimi. Hello, Brandy. Funny about the haircut. Yeah, they were talking about the hair. Good evening. Yeah, I answered that earlier about the chat pot. The chat bot. Yeah, like Dana Dane says, you can learn a lot off YouTube. I admit that. A lot of people were moving to Texas. I talked about this one comment earlier. Weary. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Claude Schwab, great resetting and actually see it happening. Yep. Fourth Industrial Revolution. Yep, I agree. You must have those multiple certs, and it is an evil world. It's cold. All these kids that graduated high school, and all of these adults that's thinking about going back to school, y'all, it's just if you're not prepared or you don't know what to do, you have to reach out for help. Your sister Rhonda, yeah, thank y'all. I try to share as much knowledge with y'all as I can. Do you think the stock market will be tradable for people or with AI? I think. Just me, not a financial guru giving advice, but I think AI is going to, there are going to be new companies created because of that. They can't allow AI really to come into the stock market. I mean, then you're talking about a watered down product, and I think that's pretty illegal. Yeah, mentally in the future, y'all. That's why I was talking about the mental issues about with artificial intelligence and everything. Yeah, but UBI, that y'all, they got to tax people. What people don't understand, with not many people working right now, there's no income tax coming from people on Social Security. That's why they want people to go back to work. But people are like, screw that, I'm not going back to work. I wouldn't move to New York either. Yep, eating out every night, $1,000 car payments. Yeah, I have high student loan debt, but I'm working my best to try to make sure I can keep mine down or do whatever I need to do. And lastly, you shouldn't be broke if you're single and have no baggage. So y'all, I know this was a late night stream. My goal is to do twice, 2 a month. I said from here on out, I was going to be doing these from my office, but I wanted to get this out. So that was my goal for this month. The last time I did one was 3 weeks ago. They usually don't be this late at night, but I wanted to get something out. So I will have some videos coming out soon. Again, follow me on my, I'll put it here. Follow me on Instagram and like, share, and subscribe. Share my comment with people. That's my Instagram, LinkedIn. You're welcome, Brandy. Y'all are welcome. I'm gonna continue to keep it flowing. Calendar. Yeah. Oh, there's something else I want to show y'all. My website. If you go to it, we have changed some of the. It looks way different. Yeah. Let me show y'all that. We are. I can't even spell my own. That tells you I had a long day. So it looks way different from what it used to look like. We gave it that more futuristically look. So this is just some of the stuff that's gonna be, I'm gonna continue because y'all remember how it looked old and everything. So that is how the website. Yeah, I have new updated photos I took and everything information, y'all. So these are all the videos I haven't added. So we're gonna continue to change the website. As y'all can see, we are. I don't think we made this page live yet. So it's just reinvesting and putting your money where your mouth is. That's how I always look at it. and consultation, and you can go to this. So, hey, we're going to continue to make this stuff roll, and I'm continuing to work on the book. So yes, and that's the calendar link if you want to book a consultation with me. So again, I appreciate everybody's support. I will see y'all on the next one. Have a good one and take it easy. Peace.